y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today we're at Bailey Lake Disc Golf Course. They recently put the back nine in, so we went to check it out. We haven't checked it out at all. But hole 1, par 3, 343 feet. You do have a fairway coming at us on the left side, and then a walking path on the right side with a Mando for safety. The Mando's right of that power line, so it's pretty wide open. There's just a little bit to watch out for. The wind progressively got worse throughout the round today, so I apologize about the wind noise. This was just filmed on an iPhone. My GoPro broke. But I'm throwing the new jackalope here. This is my heavier one. It's like 174, something like that. I'm also throwing right-handed again, over half the time. So we're getting there. Still not full power, but that's alright. Jackalope, a little overturned, but it's up there for a putt. So the reviews that you'll read on UDisc are pretty accurate. The front couple of holes are very open. Yeah, we're doing 2-on-1 here just to get started, so I'm switching. That was my Lucid X Glimmer Felon. I meant to grab my Lucid X Glimmer Maverick. You can probably see how I confuse those two. But, yeah, so the older part of the course, the original 9, very open, very clean, super open, really fun golf. I wouldn't say it's particularly challenging, especially compared to, like, you know, your veterans or Zebos or Harry Myers or Old Man. You know, it's not challenging golf, but it's super enjoyable. Super enjoyable. Hole 2, 260 feet, basically just a forehand that dumps, or if you're left-handed or have a left-handed shot, backhand that dumps. I didn't film my shot, but yeah, I just fell in left-hand backhand, and it was a tap-in. Hole 3, 290 foot, also par 3. Almost everything out here is a par 3. I think there's one par 4. A lot of guardian trees on this one. Threw that way too nose up, didn't have a chance. We'll pitch up and save par, but
too high.
Tons of guardian trees on this one. Thought I could razz Andy on this putt. He likes to razz us. Getting some footage. And what is this? Oh, I threw the tilt for the upshot. Hole 4, 248 feet. Another little left to right forehand shot or lefty backhand. There is a gap on the right side hyzer, but there's a creek over there, so most of us threw forehand or lefty backhand to kind of get around. And I'm just goofing with this meta tilt. Everyone else threw a mid-range and got way closer than I did, but hey, it's for fun, you know? New bit goofing. It's your random, 911 reference. So yeah, that was a Bobcat forehand out of Josh. Money. And Justin's gonna bust one out here. We'll see how it goes.
Turn, baby, man. There it is.
Terrific. Hole 5, 406 feet. You go out of the trees, and there's a little ditch that we played across on hole 1, so you'll see that here in a second. It's easy to end up in there. Just a couple of guardian trees to worry about.
Ooh.
This is a first run Scorch. I think this is my first throw with it. I got this disc weeks ago, and I keep forgetting to try it, so here it is.
I'm pretty sure we're all carrying markers.
Yeah, if we're not, we should all.
It is a very flippy disc.
I think this was a headwind. The wind switched later in the round. Yeah, so that's the little gully that's easy to land in. All of them settled into that. And that's that Scorch right there. Just outside of the circle. I did not make the putt. And this is one of the last original holes that we just played. So coming up, hole 6, 248 feet. Creek on the right. Couple of guardian trees to miss. Real fun ace run hole for sure.
I just threw that short.
Lots of hard pan dirt.
I was looking at it.
I think all of us are throwing overstable mids here. Yeah, so the Castoplast, K1 Glow Kex, I think, and then Bobcats at everyone else from Min Discs. And I just released it on too much hyzer. I wanted it to come out of my hand flat, just to push forward a little more. And ducked in short of the basket.
I meant to throw it flatter than that.
You'll notice that the T sign says hole 5. The markings either haven't been updated yet, or they're leaving the original 9 holes marked as such. I'm not sure. The back 9 is really new, so U-disc obviously isn't going to steer you wrong, though. I would highly recommend using that to navigate the course. We're putting on Dynamic Discs Patriot baskets here. Oh, player 2 is better. Who knew? Yeah, Patriot baskets. So, great little course. Hole 7, 333 feet. Pond on the left is not in play. Creek on the right is in play, though.
Yeah.
We
Tailwind just saved Andy a disc.
still have a tailwind, which helps stable up his disc. And I liked that idea, so I'm going to do the same thing, but with a different shot shape or different disc selection. And that tailwind works perfectly to my advantage. I was super pumped. Yeah, ripping tailwind. It's starting to pick up. So the basket's on this little side hill. Yeah, thick rough here for sure. Off to the side. I'm going to apologize if you can hear my dog snoring in the background. Hopefully you don't hear him too much. Here's Josh for edge of circle putt. Oof. Shout out to Wanderview Disc Golf above Golden, Colorado. That's whose shirt I'm rocking. I like their logo. And shout out to the Discmania Instinct. That thing, it's been a workhorse so far this round for me. Hole 8, 337 feet. And we're playing this course blind, so none of us really know where it is. We all know Justin sawed that off, but yeah, none of us really know where the basket is, so we're all shooting blind. I'm gonna throw the Instinct again. Things flying good today for me.
Too high. Oh, shit. We don't know what's back here, but yeah, no, it turned the corner. It's on the green.
That was a water disc. Come on, Hart.
Yeah, the basket's quite a ways around the corner.
That'll putt, I believe.
Fun little hole for sure, with thick rough on the left and on the right. None of us went deep, so I'm not sure what that looks like, but the right and left are pretty thick here. Playing position golf is for sure the way to go. Justin rolled up nicely. That's what they're all talking about. Landed about where all the carts are and rolled up to the disc close to the basket. I'm stoked on another 2. Instinct yet again. Hole 9, 358 feet. You got a couple of initial gaps here and then a wide open field. And I am shooting it up the left gap with the Scorch, trying to make that gap as big as possible.
That's not even a tree I was thinking.
And yeah,
I didn't think I was going to hit that either.
very unfortunate, but
make the gap wide.
that's disc golf for you.
Good shot.
Heck yeah. Everybody out here is like, man, you're going to
Yeah, good forehand into Justin. Josh, I think, is throwing a free tail.
Yeah.
And just barely misses that tree. Gets out there nicely. Hole 10. I forgot to film this one. 295 feet. I took a 6 on this. This hole has insanely thick rough. Be careful. Hole 11, 232 feet. That dogleg is not in the right spot. It probably is 220
So
feet
what you're
before the
saying
dogleg.
is there's a chance.
That map makes it look like the dogleg is in the middle, which is why I end up throwing a tilt on it, because I thought the turn was after that last tree on the right, and the rough pushes forward quite a ways.
Learn from all y'all's mistakes. And I want to throw the tilt.
So yeah, this fairway is very similar to the fairway before that I forgot to film. And I got off bad, and I tried to go over the top to scramble, and it didn't work. I'm looking over the top again.
Oh, yeah,
Luckily I decide better.
Do it anyways.
Yeah, that whole
The
previous
wind
was
is not in your
brutal. It
favor.
kind of
You went from the most unstable
kind of ended up ruining my round, but for playing blind, I'm still very happy at this point. So yeah, tilt. Didn't put any type of ante on it, but it didn't penetrate too deep. Luckily, hole 12, just a little shorty, barely over 200 feet, but the water is within 10 or 12 feet of the basket, and the wind is left to right, so very precarious.
Yeah, I think if I tried to do a
Kind of a sucker hole.
Get pushed. So
I could easily see how you could lose lots of discs on this hole. Through a wasp, real beat-in wasp, just nice and low. Grabbed onto the grass. Hole 13, 282 feet. This is the longest water carry. Easy spike hyzer, but this was when the wind was really, really picking up. It's Justin's leopard,
wow.
And it didn't even stand a chance.
I'm not laughing, but that was.
Just throw it even with
Yeah, I
the
didn't
bushes.
film it, but I threw a blizzard boss straight at the basket, and the wind kept it straight, and it finally finished with hyzer into the rough on the left side of the basket, and we never found it. It's very thick. So lots of danger on this hole. You got water, you got rough. There's a drop zone around circle 2's edge.
Yes.
And Andy threw an escape, little baby flex shot, and
Got it on film.
his was so close to not landing inbounds, I thought it was going to roll back into the water, but he stuck it
Yeah, try and follow that one.
right around the drop zone. And I don't remember what Walker threw here, but it was very light. But that's what water discs are for. So I also forgot to film this one, hole 14, 295 feet. Just note the tee pad to the left of the basket that you'll want to watch out for if you're following a card, and the cart path deep. Hole 15, 250 feet. The map's pretty accurate on this one. You just want to make it into that dark shadowy area and break. Justin here, throwing that glow cax again. Yeah, the wind just kept it straight. We're throwing it into the headwind now.
That would really freaking straight.
So he punches deep. I think he has to throw like a little forehand touch roller out of there. I'm throwing the Royal Rage 2 instinct, and the wind picks it up. It ends up almost being an ace run probably if the wind wasn't in the way. It was pretty close, so I didn't have much of a putt for a birdie. And then Josh is throwing a bobcat here for a mint discs, which I think is the right play.
Bobcat?
Just something that, boom, low speed fade, hook up at the end. Hole 16, the only par 4, 657 feet. There's a couple of like cut out drops, or not drop zones, but landing zones on the left. If you're just going to throw simple hyzer. But the rough is thick on the right and pretty deep on the left. But everything was found. We actually found a lot of discs on this hole and had to call people. I'm throwing a jackalope. It's also what Justin just threw, so he didn't give me a very good wind read. So I throw a hyzer flip kind of at the left side of the fairway, and he's blocking it. I make it about halfway down the fairway. I was very pumped. And then I threw a Lucidex Glimmer Maverick to there. Took my birdie. Hole 17, 321 feet. Whipping headwind. I apologize for the noise. So I'm throwing a longhorn here. So I'm just going to turn a little, let the wind take it, and then hyzer back. I just threw it too flat, so it
Trying to keep
flipped
it sharp, man.
a little too much. That's a lighter weight Apex one. I like it because it's really shapeable. Free tail here. He's trying to throw a roller, I think.
It's rolling still.
He thought it just landed and died. But yeah, it stood up and it rolled to the shade. You know, it's about that time of year in Texas where playing shade golf is not a bad strategy, you know. Do not know what disc that was from Justin. Yellow. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was. Yeah, the wind is just brutal. The heat out of Andy. Hole 18, 365 feet. Yeah, I'm switching discs here. I had picked that lightweight Apex Longhorn, and I'm switching to a heavier weight Eternal Metal Flake Longhorn, something that's not going to flip as much. Trying to just get something to swing right in, and it gets a late flip. I ended up throwing a shiggle with the Axiom Hex, and was closer, which was kind of funny. Threw with a ton of hyzer and it just rode flat. Yeah, but this point in the round, the wind was just getting to us. So that's Bailey Lake, the full 18. I would definitely recommend checking it out. It's a good course for all skill levels, I think. You know, for advanced players, there's not a lot of long holes, but there are some touchy holes, and then for beginners, I think it's really appropriate. Super enjoyable. Take your friends there. Check it out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you out there.